Probably the time we went down to, one of the times we went down to Key West. That's about road trip.
Good.
I also went on a road trip with my mom when I was about 18 up to Truro.
Up to where?
Truro in Canada.
Oh, okay.
We went to Nova Scotia because that's where she graduated from.
Nova Scotia's nice.
Acadia University. So we went up there for a reunion. That was a nice trip. I remember that.
I've been on quite a few when I was younger, not so much lately. I've been back in North Carolina back and forth, but I would say I had some friends in high school that lived up in Michigan, and also somebody I met after high school that lived in Illinois, and I drove from Florida to Michigan, saw my friends up there, then went down to Illinois, saw him, and came back. And that's probably one of my most memorable road trips, excuse me. But the most enjoyable was when I lived in North Carolina. I was going back and forth from there. That was really fun. Having to change the scenery and seeing the mountains as you come into them was just really great.
I went to, the only states I've been to is Illinois, Ohio, and Kentucky. So I've been almost nowhere.
What was your most exciting one that you liked?
I guess going to Cedar Point. That was really the only thing I've ever done.
As a child, well, I'm going to tell you that as a child, under my parents' roof, it would have been when we went out west right after I graduated from high school, because that was a lot of family time bonding, and it was a lot of fun. As an adult, it would have been when we went to the Gulf Shores.
I don't have a favorite. Like I said, we've traveled to 45 of the 48 continental United States on a motorcycle, and we've got to see a lot of this country that I thought I would never see other than in a book or a picture, and I've actually got to stand there and see it. So I would have to say all of them. I mean,
You're like me. You pick. I've seen so much.
yeah, I can't pick just one.
You've seen how many trips I've taken.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just everything. There's something special about it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you go, whether you go to the Northeast or to New England or to the East Coast or to the Smokies and the Blue Ridge Parkway, or out west to Glacier National Park and Yosemite and Yellowstone. And I mean, it's just they're all special in their own way. And I mean, you just really, I can't pick just one because they're all special.
Probably when I lived in California and I went to Monterey Bay with my grandma.
Oh geez, which one? So many to choose from. Well, there could have been the time we sat in line for a few hours waiting to see rides at the Air Force Base. That's a good one. Getting lost in Worcester, Massachusetts looking for the concert, that's another one. There's been so many. Getting pulled over in the middle of the night by the cops thinking we were drug smugglers, that was pretty funny. Road trip.
Do these sound familiar?
Good brother. There's just so many. I would have to probably say going from South Florida, Massachusetts, and probably the most memorable part of that was when the car broke down 26 miles into the state of North Carolina. We took the fireworks, some clothes, and left the rest, and tried to hitchhike with fireworks in our hand and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't good. That'd probably be one of the favorite trips there, one of the funny ones. I mean, there's so many to choose from.
Road trip, I went on a business trip to Puerto Rico one time, and met a college student up in San Juan, and went back home with him to the south side of the island for the weekend, and really had a good time.
My favorite road trip would have to be the Grand Canyon, even though I don't remember it. It's like I go on road trips all the time.
You are a road trip.
He's a trip, period. At one time, I used to make Native American crafts and go, that's when I lived out west, and would go around all different states and different stores and sell them. Met some really interesting people, went to some really wonderful places, and made money at the same time, so that was a pretty good deal. That was probably, oh, that had to do number 2. Number 1 was when I did my thing out west with Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little motor home that was probably not much bigger than this right there, and we stayed in there for about 5 months. We did mountain man rendezvous all the way from Florida here, all the way up to Idaho, and then back down. Had a wonderful time. Wonderful time. That had to be the best. Yeah. Still sold a bunch of stuff in there.
What do you say, Shane? You got anything on there?
Last year I did a whole bunch of traveling while I was at work. And yeah, we went up to Mount Rushmore and Deadwood, South Dakota, and all up and through there. That's a real nice area.
Didn't you go to
Beautiful.
the medicine wheel up there?
No, we were going to go.
Daddy, look!
Too cold.
Look, I make.
Yeah, that's pretty high elevation.
Yeah, but it's worth the trip walking up there.
You going to where?
The medicine wheel that's in South Dakota.
I didn't see
No,
that.
it's in Wyoming.
Is it?
Yes,
Your
it's in
mom
Wyoming.
has
It's in the corners there somewhere.
Right outside of Jackson Hole.
There's 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yes, sure is.
it's way north of Jackson.
No, then you'd be in Montana almost. It's just
Anyway, there's 2 high spots at the in the United States that the Native Americans call spiritual places. And one of them was this medicine wheel where he's talking about, and the other one's in Arizona.
None of them. Because every time we moved, we were doing it in a car. And it was like, I mean, they were fun. But imagine 3 kids, 2 adults, 3 dogs, in a Nissan Sentra with a U-Haul behind you. Now, actually, that was a good one. When we went from, was it Charleston? We moved cross country to San Diego. And we took a month. It was almost like y'all. We took a month and we traveled everywhere. Dad had old band members. And we went all over the country. So that was actually pretty good.
That sounded like it'd be
Yeah.
a pretty cool one.
Probably that one that we all took to Texas. You know, down to Texas, across to Florida, and up the coast. Nobody could put up a campsite faster than this family and tear one down to get on the road. It was pretty cool.
Well, considering I've only been on 2, it would be the trip we took to Ohio. We was when Becca was younger, and she was all into Eminem. So we just kept playing the Eminem CD over and over, and we just sang it all the whole way. It was fun.
Oh, I don't know if it would be my favorite, but it's most interesting.
Okay.
Called my mom, told her I was going to spend the night at a friend's house on Memorial Day weekend, and headed to Knoxville, Tennessee, and had a Volkswagen Rabbit diesel, and water level ran out, and had a balloon head gasket. Ooh! And got stranded about 40 miles away from there.
And she's still shaking her head about
it. In the bungalow town.
I remember very well.
Oh, they had to get a trailer hitch put on their car and everything, and a trailer.
On Memorial Day.
Yeah, and they had big fireworks here then. So,
It was Labor Day, not Memorial Day.
yeah,
Fireworks, yeah.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And
All the bridges are closed.
yeah, all the bridges are closed, so they had to take a long trip to get around the river.
I would say when we went down to Myrtle Beach and then down to visit Jeff. Yeah, that was a good one, and probably about the same was probably taking the road trip with Denise down to
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a good one. Surprised her for her birthday and took her to Graceland because she'd
Yeah.
never been.